The Canadian Grand Prix is on the horizon, and Aston Martin stands at a point of no return. With Lance Stroll's participation in doubt because of a shaky recovery, huge questions are being raised, both about who may take his place and what this portends for Aston Martin's future. Might this finally make Lance Stroll see beyond a limited horizon? Aston Martin is arriving at the Canadian Grand Prix weekend in a very precarious situation. Not only has the performance of the team in 2025 not lived up to the billing, but its driver roster comes under increasing pressure. Lance Stroll, whose recent run of form has been patchy, could miss his home Grand Prix because of recovery issues. If that were to occur, it would represent a turning point, not only for this season, but maybe for the future direction of the team. Stroll's recent issues with injury, specifically those related to his wrist surgery, have thrown his near-term availability into doubt. After the accident in Barcelona, when anger appeared to be boiling over in the garage, Aston Martin had confirmed Lance would be having surgery to deal with residual pain. Although commitment to the sport isn't an issue, given he came back from a prior cycling accident in 2023, the team must be pragmatic about where he is physically in preparing for Canada. Mike Crack, Aston Martin's trackside performance director, has remained cautious in his updates. He explained, "We'll have to see what the next few days bring. There are still tests and medical checks ongoing, so it's hard to say definitively what the situation will be." That uncertainty has led to speculation, and some serious preparation, about who might take the wheel in Montreal if Stroll can't. The most self-servingly obvious and most straightforward choice is Felipe Drugovich. The Brazilian reserve driver has been strongly linked with the team for a while and made no mystery of his ambition to secure a full-time Formula One drive ahead of more established rivals. Drugovich was not too long ago set to race in the 24 Hours of Le Mans for Cadillac, but has reported that Formula One still gets top priority from him. When questioned about whether he might race in Canada, Drugovich replied, "We have to wish Lance the best. But my priority has always been Formula One. That hasn't changed." It's a firm statement, and one that indicates he and the team are prepared to move if necessary. But though Drugovich has demonstrated talent and motivation, he has something one essential component lacks: actual F1 racing experience. That leaves us with Aston Martin's backup plan option number 2, Stoffel Vandoorne. The Belgian driver does have some F1 experience under his belt and has also worked as a simulator and test driver for different teams. Although not an active full-time driver, Vandoorne does have solid feedback and consistency, which might be crucial if the team does not wish to take unnecessary risks. But there's an unexpected third choice fast emerging: Valtteri Bottas. Yes, the 10-time podium finisher and ex-Mercedes driver could prove the most solid, strategic choice for Aston Martin. Why? Because Bottas comes with experience, performance, and knowledge of the Mercedes power unit fitted to the Aston Martin car. That trio could prove vital as the team looks to fight back points in the Constructors' Championship. Following his experience at Sauber on a downward spiral, Bottas is keen to redeem himself. He recently testified, "I'm sitting here without a race seat not because of my choice. I'm not finished with Formula One. I still have more to give. It's still the number one thing in my life." That drive and desire may be exactly what Aston Martin requires, particularly at a race as public and emotive as Canada. Bottas's record does the talking. He has 246 Grand Prix starts behind him with an incredible wealth of experience and know-how. Granted, there is an argument to be made that F1 has become more youthful, yet experience is a rare and valuable commodity, particularly for a team teetering on the edge of consistency and direction. Let's be blunt, Aston Martin can't afford to take a gamble. Every point counts in their fight to be best of the rest. The midfield is tighter than ever, and Aston Martin has already plummeted in the order. To get this one wrong could cost them tens of millions of dollars in prize money and vital momentum going into 2026. And what about that future? With Fernando Alonso most likely to retire after 2026, the team needs to look past the upcoming season. They need a reliable transition strategy. A driver like Bottas might stabilize the roster and guide a future rookie. Or, if Drugovich impresses, he might become the foundation for a new generation. Even Cadillac, the team entering F1 in 2026, is watching Bottas closely. Despite early interest in Colton Herta, recent reports suggest that Bottas may now be a frontrunner for one of their seats. Bottas himself hinted at a timeline: "I think August is a pretty good target to make decisions for next year. Hopefully, we'll hear something soon." If he impresses with Aston Martin, even for one race, he could punch his ticket back into full-time racing. Meanwhile, this one compels Lance Stroll to face a hard truth. While his son has had his seat in F1 guarded by family affiliations, performance eventually trumps emotion. If another driver can demonstrate that he can gain steady points in the same automobile, can Lawrence hang on to Lance in that seat? It's a hurt but inevitable question. While rumors that Adrian Newey is looking around and Red Bull's supremacy starts to flag, the moment is here for Aston Martin to construct a winner's recipe. If they can show some serious intent on performance, possibly by awarding the green light to Bottas in Canada, they might not just resuscitate their season but cement themselves as contenders to capture Verstappen or other elite brains in the next couple of years. The grid is changing. Talent pipelines are overflowing with F2 stars such as Drugovich, and battle-hardened veterans such as Bottas are still hungry. Aston Martin has a choice. Are they ready to win, or are they happy to take the safe option? So, will Aston Martin bet on Bottas, bet on the young Drugovich, or remain loyal to Lance Stroll? The choice they make in Canada has the potential to redefine their team's future, and perhaps even that of Formula One itself. Share your thoughts on who you think should be behind the wheel of the Aston Martin next time, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the next video on your screen for even more F1 insights.